I thought that that question will be answered later, but it's the first one. Before the start of the tournament, when we played the Tri-Series, we had a lot of problems to deal with, the cricketing problems, the form of the players, to manage, we were here for close to over 2 months, and then we had another 2 months, So all in all, it was a tough one for us, The test matches didn't go our way, the Tri-Series didn't go our way, so it was important to, have a good dressing room atmosphere, and all the members, including the support staff, they were just brilliant, because if you have a good dressing room atmosphere, it's slightly easy to come back into form, and I felt everybody rose up to the occasion, how the fast bowlers bowled throughout this tournament, how the spinners have done, learning from all their past experiences when we toured outside, I felt it was the reason, all of that together, sums up the kind of performance that we have given in this tournament. Disappointed, we couldn't go into the finals, but, only one team can win, and I felt they played better cricket on the day. And I think you asked me about my future. A very interesting answer. It's up to you guys. We should do the media should do a nice research on it. Take a few days. And my advice will be, whatever you decide, write the complete opposite. Yeah, that will be the fact. So, it's up to you guys.
What would you say the way Virat played today? He looked some sort of under pressure, and was it the amount of pressure on him of expectation, or was he not fully fit? What is the reason you see behind his not playing so well?
Til ka taar nahi banate hain. Let's have the fact, he played a shot, it didn't pay off, and it happens, it happens to a lot of batsmen, once the opposition puts over 300 runs on the board, and once they have quality bowlers, at some point of time you have to take that risk, and if it pays off, that if it clicks, all of a sudden everything changes. So he played a shot, it didn't pay off, so that's it. I would say it happens in cricket. About fitness, a few of them had a few niggles, but the whole batting unit was 100% fit. Fast bowlers had a bit of niggle, but nothing that really stops them from playing. So there was no fitness issues as such.
Subhash.
MS, your legacy as an ODI player and skipper will probably be defined by what happened in 2011. Starting with 2007 to 2011 to how this tournament ended, how do you see your legacy as a player and skipper in the ODI game?
Frankly, for me, it doesn't really matter. For me, every time I turn up, for me, what's important is to do something special so that, I can be part of, or I can contribute to the win. The top order has done really well, so at times I don't really get opportunity. What we have seen is I've been part of series where I've not actually got to bat. So I feel that was a step that I took, once I realized that it's more difficult for the newcomers to come and bat into the Indian team, if they start batting at 5 and 6. The problem was they're not getting the maturity that's really needed, because more often than not in the subcontinent, you don't have enough chance to bat. Last 10 overs, you need close to 70, 80 or 90 games to get the same kind of experience. But we started batting them up, Raina was the one. We had to push him back because he's a special talent and he can do that work of, batting at 5 and 6. I had to push myself back so that, Virat, Rohit and Ajinkya could bat up the order, because it doesn't really suit. If we bat up and Ajinkya has to do the job of Suresh Raina or my job batting at 6, it won't really pay off. But overall, the health of the batting lineup is good if Jinx is batting at 4, Raina at 5, me at 6. So it was a conscious attempt to make sure that all these youngsters, they bat up the order. So apart from that, what people think about me as a player or, what I have done, it doesn't really matter, because till I'm playing, I play for the enjoyment of the game, and, I don't really have to do anything with the amount of runs I've scored. The day I pack my bags, I'll pack it and I'll be happy on my bike.
Johnson got a few big shots towards the end, but overall it was probably not
a very bad performance in the last 10-15 overs. Did you think that total was chaseable?
Yes, the reason being I knew the wicket will get slightly better in the second half. When we lost the toss, I was a bit worried where I thought maybe the spinners won't get as much purchase, but I felt Jadeja and Ashwin, both of them, they bowled well. And on the hindsight, the good thing was we got a bit of reverse swing going. So I felt our fast bowlers could have done slightly better because I knew in the second half, there won't be much of reverse swing. So that's the only reason I felt our fast bowlers could have done slightly better. But once we came back into the game and restricted them to 327, I felt it was a good score. Yes, there was pressure, but at the same time, it needed some good batting and good partnership. So it was a gettable score, but it needed some really hard work, to get that runs on the board.
Last 10 questions in English.
MS, an extension of the previous question, Mitchell Johnson got those 27 runs in those 9 deliveries towards the end, and Australia went up to 328. Do you think it would have made a difference to your approach if it was, say, close to, like, say, 300, 310? Your approach could have been different and the pressure would have been much lesser?
Well, not really, because you can't really say too much of ifs and buts in cricket because the way they were scoring, it seemed as if they'll score 350 runs. We got them out for 320, 330. Yes, if Mitchell won't have scored those runs, it would have been 300, but it still needs a bit of scoring. The reason being, it's a big game, it's a semi-final. Whatever said and done, whenever you're chasing 300 runs, you need to take everything as per the plan. And the only good thing is our batting lineup, they know how to chase 300. It didn't go really well in this game, but we are one team that has done it quite often. So I don't think that extra 20 runs would have made a lot of difference.
Last 9.
MS, you left it really late for the chase. I mean, when you started to attack, what was the thinking behind that? I mean, until the Watson over, you didn't really attack at all.
It's a difficult one because, as I said, our lower order, they have not really been able to contribute. So if you start too early and if you lose a wicket, it's nothing really left in the game. You get out for 150 maybe. So you have to take that risk at the right time. Maybe it was a bit too late, but if mine and Ajinkya's partnership won't have come at that time, we would have packed up for 140 or 150 runs.
You mentioned the support staff's role in the beginning. Just wanted to add a little bit to that. In the last 4-5 months, even they've been away from home at the same time as the players have been. Their contribution, if you could just give 1 or 2 examples, how immense has that been, and in like the kind of work they've done?
we work more as a family. The reason being that's our culture also, and I feel it often helps. To have the kind of support staff that we have. The relationship it's not like we have a bowling coach, you have this, you have that, you have a fielding coach. It's more of a friendship that goes on. Dr. Baba is quite strict over here, but with us inside is quite friendly. So it's, and I keep telling him, if the media is happy with you, then you are not a good media manager. But that's a kind of that's the kind of thing that really helps you. It's no doubt it's a very long tour. Over 4 months at one place. Another 20 days and we can apply for citizenship. So that's the amount we are talking. But it has been good. We learned a lot out of it. But at the same time, hopefully, what the fast bowlers have learned in this tour, they'll keep that in their mind because we won't be playing outside the subcontinent, till next year maybe. So it's very important for them to, keep in mind what really they have learned. Hopefully they'll have some storage space.
MS, just one question about New Zealand and Australia. You haven't played New Zealand, but you'll have seen the way they go about their work. What are your thoughts on their performances in the Cup? And in your mind, is there a clear favourite in the final?
Well, when it comes to a clear favourite, the thing is, in the shorter format, it's all about that particular day, which team plays better cricket. The one of the biggest thing that the New Zealand team will have to deal with is the size of the field. In New Zealand, you can get away with quite a few mistimed shots. Generally, what we have seen in New Zealand, you get very good wickets. Hamilton is one wicket where it holds on a bit, but other than that, all the wickets have been just fantastic. But when you come to Australia, you get a bit of reverse swing, and at the same time, you may get wickets where it's slightly too paced, especially if you talk about MCG. So how to take risk will be something that's very crucial. And Australia, they have that advantage of knowing the wickets well, and having 3 left-arm fast bowlers in their armory, because that will certainly help them. But overall, we have seen New Zealand is one side that's a very contributive side. All the ICC tournaments, they do really well. So, hopefully I'll reach back home and I'll enjoy the finals. May the best team win.
MS, you've played not just this World Cup, but for a year or so before that under certain playing conditions in ODI cricket. Now that you're out of this World Cup, just talk to us what you think about these playing conditions for this Cup and whether you'd like to see them change beyond.
It's my personal opinion. I would like them to change. In the history of cricket, you have not seen 200s, and all of a sudden in 3 years' time, you see 3 200s being scored. A lot of people will say there are a lot of dot balls, that are getting bowled because of that extra fielder inside. I would say, have the option of having them outside. You can keep all 11 inside, to stop all the dot deliveries. So we have to see, let's not make 50-over game like a T20 game, because I feel even a lot of sixes and a lot of fours also makes it very boring. The main essence of ODI cricket is how you bat from the 15th over onwards till maybe the 35th over. The first 10 and the last 10 doesn't matter. It's more like a T20, but the real essence of ODI cricket is how you bat in the middle over. So you have to make sure that, it's still there present in the game. And I feel, the rules are slightly harsh, maybe slightly more harsh on the spinners, who would like to deceive the batsmen with their flight, look to flight it, challenge them. Now, you have all these batsmen playing sweeps and reverse sweeps and all these different shots, and they have an advantage. But you want power to dominate, because that has been ODI cricket, more than the soft touches and all. You have the option as a captain, if you like this rule, you can bring the fielder inside.
MS, no doubt, Team India played very well during the World Cup, all the matches until the semi-final. But the people back in India protesting and doing something like that, what would be the message for the people, and do you feel this is not good and this is bad?
सर देखिए, ना मीडिया की बातें ज़्यादा सुनते हैं, न टीवी यहाँ पे हम देखते हैं, तो we have got very good response. लोग इंडिया से यहाँ पे आए हैं, they have come all the way, they are watching the game, so that's a big victory for us.
Last for Madhu.
MS, through the tournament, your fast bowlers have used the bouncer very well. In this match, it didn't seem to come off so well. Is it because of the pitch or the strategy, or Australians played it very well?
No, I think still we got quite a few wickets. I don't know how many, but I think minimum 3 we got. And if you're getting 7 or 8 wickets and 3 is out of bouncer, we have to take it. I feel we could have altered the length, not the short pitch delivery. I felt at times we were slightly more up than where we should have been, because this wicket was not similar to some of the other wickets that we have played. But as I said, we could have done something better, but it doesn't really matter now.
Are you getting a little sick of the sight of Steve Smith scoring centuries, and what would your advice be to New Zealand in the final in that regard, to getting him cheaply?
Different teams will have different strategies against him. I don't know what New Zealand's strategy will be, because their set of bowlers is very different. So I think Brendan McCallum, he'll do good enough to have his own set of plans, and I think Vittori's performance will be crucial, because he's somebody, in the middle overs who can really get wickets, and he's not someone that you can easily score off, play the big shots too. So he will be the key factor. Other than that, it will depend on how their fast bowlers bowl, because New Zealand's strength is their fast bowling, and at the same time they've got explosive batsmen. So I feel it's quite a balanced game. The only thing is Australia, they'll know the condition better than the New Zealand team. But now, most of the team, they tour so much that they know what exactly the conditions will be.
Last one in English, Gautam.
MS, how emotional is it to surrender the crown which you had won so gallantly and so deservingly on 2nd April night?
Well, it's something that doesn't really belong to anyone. We definitely took it from someone, so somebody took it from us. So it's as simple as that. And the best team, takes it for 4 years' time, and then everybody, gets their own plans ready depending on the conditions, and they challenge the one that has the cup. So that has been the case. It doesn't stay with one for long, but that's how it has been. If we would have played better cricket on this particular day, maybe we would have gone into the finals. But that's how it is. Any international sport, you have to be at your best. If not, the cup gets shared.
Last 5 in Indy, Sunandan Lele, number 2, 3rd Derek, 4th Sidhu, 5th Namit Gupta.
माही, एक तो हम ऑलराउंडर के लिए स्ट्रगल कर रहे हैं, अच्छा ऑलराउंडर के, दूसरी तरफ फास्ट बॉलर्स का भी जो काफिला है वो छोटा है, तो ऐसे लंबे टूर के बाद पीछे देखते हुए इनकी तरफ ध्यान कैसा देना चाहिए, क्योंकि अगर ये टूट गए तो समझो टीम ही टूट जाएगी।
ये प्रॉब्लम काफ़ी समय से हमारे सेटअप में रहा है, क्योंकि जब हम इंडिया खेलने के बाद वापस जाते हैं, डोमेस्टिक चालू होता है, तो सारे लोकल एसोसिएशंस बोलते हैं कि चलो आओ यहाँ पे बॉलिंग करो एंड ऑल। वहाँ पे मॉनिटर नहीं होता है फास्ट बॉलर कितनी बॉलिंग कर रहा है। अगर फास्ट बॉलर मना कर देता है तो एसोसिएशन बुरा मान जाती है कि यार इंडिया खेल रहे हो तो आप हमारे लिए बॉलिंग नहीं करोगे। तो प्रॉब्लम्स तो होती हैं, बट अगर आप इंडिया का बेनिफिट के लिए क्या करना चाहिए तो हमें मॉनिटर करना पड़ेगा कि इनका वर्कलोड कितना है, ये कितने ओवर्स डालते हैं। एट द सेम टाइम इन्हें डोमेस्टिक के ज़्यादा मैचेस नहीं खेलने चाहिए, क्योंकि ऑन एंड ऑफ खेलने चाहिए, क्योंकि ये सारे फॉर्मेट्स खेल रहे हैं। T20 भी यही फास्ट बॉलर्स खेलते हैं, 50 ओवर भी यही खेलते हैं, टेस्ट मैचेस भी यही खेलते हैं, तो इसमें इंटेंसिटी बहुत ज़्यादा रहती है। और साथ में जो हमारा ब्रेक है, अगर आप बाकी टीमों का देखें तो महीने का 2 महीने का बीच में कभी कभी ब्रेक्स मिलता रहता है। 2 महीने का ब्रेक तो हमें पूरे साल में भी नहीं मिल पाता, तो थोड़ा टफ है। बट अगर सारे एसोसिएशंस जो हमारे स्टेट एसोसिएशंस हैं वो थोड़ा कॉम्प्रोमाइज़ करें इस फैक्ट से, तो डेफिनेटली सेम सेट ऑफ बॉलर्स के साथ हम ज़्यादा लंबे समय तक खेल सकते हैं। क्योंकि काफ़ी बार ऐसा देखा गया है कि एक अच्छा फास्ट बॉलर आता है, उसको आप ग्रूम करते हैं एंड ऑल ऑफ अ सडन 145 के बजाय वो 132 डाल के लाइन लेंथ वाला बॉलर बन जाता है। तो इसमें काफ़ी प्रॉब्लम होता है। दैट्स वन प्रॉब्लम जो हम कॉन्स्टेंटली फेस करते हैं जब हम सब कॉन्टिनेंट के बाहर आते हैं। सो विल हैव टू सेट अप अ प्लान, और उसके ऊपर सारे जो एसोसिएशंस हैं उनको उस पर काम करना पड़ेगा।
एमएस, चेस में किस वक्त आपको लगा कि चीज़ें आपके हिसाब से नहीं जा रही है? वाज इट धवन's विकेट, कोहली's विकेट, योर विकेट?
नहीं, आई थिंक वंस वी वर 3 डाउन इट वाज डिफिकल्ट, क्योंकि जिस तरीके का हमारा क्रिकेट है, हम ज़्यादा विकेट गिर जाते हैं तो हम एक पार्टनरशिप बिल्डअप करने की कोशिश करते हैं जिसमें हमारा स्ट्राइक रेट थोड़ा कम होता है। ऑलरेडी 6 के ऊपर का रन रेट था, विच मेंट कि अगर हम पार्टनरशिप बिल्ड करेंगे तो रन रेट ऊपर बढ़ता जाएगा। तो एक जो हमारा प्लान था कि अगर हमारे पास विकेट रहें, 30 ओवर तक अगर हमारे पास विकेट रहें तो देन वी कैन चेज डाउन, क्योंकि हमारे पास उसके बाद हिटर हैं। जैसा कि मैंने बोला, अगर हम अपने 8, 9, 10 से अगर एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे हैं कि वो कुछ दूसरी टीमों के जैसा बैटिंग कर लेंगी तो इट्स वेरी डिफ़िकल्ट। सो थोड़ा वो प्रॉब्लम था हमारे साथ, और आई फेल्ट कि हमें स्टार्ट बहुत अच्छा मिला था। 12 ओवर तक विकेट नहीं गिरे थे, वो पार्टनरशिप को हम कंटिन्यू कर सकते थे। क्योंकि अगर आप उनकी बैटिंग देखें तो वो जो मिडिल फेज था उसके बाद उन्होंने वहाँ अच्छी पार्टनरशिप की, और वो जो रिस्क फैक्टर, अगर आपकी पार्टनरशिप होती है तो 25 के बाद आप थोड़ा एक्स्ट्रा रिस्क ले सकते हैं क्योंकि आपके पास विकेट है, तो देन इट स्टार्ट्स एवरीथिंग फॉल्स इनटू प्लेस। बट 12 के बाद हमारा थोड़ा गड़बड़ा गया टू सम एक्सटेंट।
माही, ड्रेसिंग रूम का माहौल कैसा था? आपने प्लेयर्स के आंखों में आंसू देखे, और आपका उनके लिए मैसेज क्या है? पॉजिटिव्स क्या लेके जाएंगे आप ये वर्ल्ड कप से?
सर देखिए, मैं ड्रेसिंग रूम की बातें बाहर नहीं करता हूँ, तो जो भी बोलना है मैंने उनको बोल दिया है, और जो भी मैसेज देना है इट हैज़ ऑलरेडी बीन डिलीवर्ड।
और पॉजिटिव्स क्या लेंगे आप वर्ल्ड कप से?
काफ़ी पॉजिटिव्स है। जैसा कि फास्ट बॉलर्स जिस तरीके की बॉलिंग कर रहे हैं, इन अ वे उससे ज़्यादा पॉजिटिव कुछ हो नहीं सकता है। बैट्समैन अगर आप देखें तो थ्रू आउट जो हम यहाँ पे रहे, चाहे टेस्ट सीरीज़ हो, ODI सीरीज़ रही हो, पेस से हमें फ़र्क नहीं पड़ा। हम छोटे में आउट हुए हों, बट ऐसा कोई पेस से नोबडी रियली बैक्ड ऑफ, विच इज़ अ गुड थिंग। द रीज़न बीइंग कि ये जो बैटिंग ऑर्डर है, आप आने वाले सालों में देखेंगे कि विल कंटिन्यू विद द सेम प्लेयर। सो जो भी उन्होंने सीखा है इस टूर में, आने वाले जो सब कॉन्टिनेंट के बाहर के टूर है उनमें इनको बहुत ज़्यादा हेल्प मिलेगा। बट सबसे ज़्यादा हेल्प अगर फास्ट बॉलर अपने दिमाग में ये बात बना के रखें कि उन्होंने क्या सीखा है इस टूर में, तो वो हमारे लिए अच्छा होगा, क्योंकि टेस्ट मैच जीतने के लिए हमें 20 विकेट लेने पड़ेंगे, और इंडिया के बाहर फास्ट बॉलर्स का रोल ज़्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट रहेगा।
लास्ट टू सिद्धू एंड अमित।
कैप्टन, एनी कुछ टाइम फ्रेम तय किया है रिटायरमेंट के लिए? होप टुमारो, कल तो नहीं करेंगे?
नहीं अभी इतना बुढ़ा नहीं हुआ हूँ. यू नो आई एम क्वाइट फास्ट.
फिर भी कुछ बता दो, मतलब कल नहीं होना चाहिए.
नहीं, मैंने बताया तो आप लोग रिसर्च करके एकदम परफेक्ट बनाओ कि इंडिकेशंस के साथ क्या क्या हो रहा है, इसकी बॉडी कितना प्रेशर ले सक रही है, क्या हो रहा है, और उसका कंप्लीट ऑपोजिट लिखना वही होगा.
एमएस, ये माहौल कभी कभी बहुत टेंस हो जाता है. आप अपना जो ये मजाकिया अंदाज और जो वेट है उसको कैसे मेंटेन करते हैं और किस तरह बैलेंस वो आप रख पाते हैं? सीरियस सिचुएशन आ जाती हैं,
देखिए
वैसे भी आती हैं.
कई मीडिया वाले ऐसा सोचते हैं कि मैं बहुत हार्श हूँ उनके साथ, बट आई डोंट थिंक आई हैव एवर बीन हार्श टू एनीवन. थोड़ा बैंटर जैसे चलता है ना, ऑस्ट्रेलिया में तो यही सीखा है, बैंटर जो चलता है वही चल रहा है. कभी भी आप बताओ कि कोई मुझे प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस के बाहर मिला हो, मैं अच्छे से नहीं मिला हूँ. मुझे पता है आप अपना प्रोफेशनल जॉब जो है वो कर रहे हो, मैं अपना कर रहा हूँ. सो जब कैमरा ऑन होता है तो मैं कुछ जवाब अलग देता हूँ. जब कैमरा ऑफ होता है तो मैं मजाक ज़्यादा करता हूँ. सो अदर देन दैट बिकॉज प्लेयर्स के अलावा देखें तो आप लोग भी क्रिकेट कवर करते हो. प्लेयर्स के अलावा आप ही लोग का चेहरा दिखता है, तो हम भी कभी कभी ऊब जाते हैं कि सेम चेहरा दिख रहा है बार बार. तो पार्ट एंड पार्सल.
लास्ट वन विजय.
महेंद्र, आप यू डिडंट टेल अस अबाउट योर फ्यूचर, बट डंकन फ्लेचर कुछ इंडिकेशन दिए कि उनका कॉन्ट्रैक्ट अप टू वर्ल्ड कप था और रहते हैं जाते हैं, एंड इफ ही इज गोइंग, आप कैसा उसको हमको एनालाइज करेंगे?
नहीं, आई थिंक ये तो बीसीसीआई और डंकन के बीच में होगा, बट ओवरऑल उनके साथ हमने काफ़ी समय बिताया है, काफ़ी अप्स एंड डाउन्स देखे हैं. हिज टेक्निकल नॉलेज इज जस्ट आउटस्टैंडिंग. क्रिकेट के बारे में जो बैटिंग और बॉलिंग के बारे में उनके जो टेक्निकल नॉलेज है वो बहुत ही ज़्यादा है. आई रियली इन्जॉयड हिज कंपनी. थोड़े ओल्ड स्कूल हैं, स्लाइटली डिफरेंट है, बट ओवरऑल आई फेल्ट थोड़ा टफ जॉब उनको मिला था, क्योंकि सारे हमारे सीनियर्स प्लेयर्स निकल गए थे और जूनियर्स के साथ उनको आना पड़ा था. और जनरली अगर आप देखें तो हर समर में एक टीम एक अवे टूर करती है. हम एक ही समर में इंग्लैंड भी हुआ है, ऑस्ट्रेलिया भी हुआ है, इंडिया में खेले ही नहीं, वो सारी चीज़ें हो गई. तो उनके लिए काफ़ी टफ रहा, बट अपने एक्सपीरियंस के साथ उन्होंने सब चीज़ अपने स्ट्राइड में लिया, विच आई फील इज़ इम्पॉर्टेंट. तो यही बोलना चाहूँगा कि आई एन्जॉयड हिज कंपनी, स्लाइटली डिफरेंट टू द अदर कोचेज दैट आई हैव बीन विद, बट अ गुड मैन.
थैंक यू.